All right. I got my Prime shirt on. Well, my name is Paul, and I actually had a site. I was working on a site for like almost 2 weeks straight or more, and it was every single day. Like we had that site, and then all of a sudden, the client canceled there, and so I have some time off, and I thought, you know what I could do is I could make a reaction video to the Return.of.Faker that I just got my hands on from James and the Dusan or whatever, and I'm gonna like I'm gonna watch it, and I'll turn the volume off on it, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna set up my Masters of Eternia game just because I like playing with it. And oh, I gotta put my pink shirt on. You won't take me seriously unless I put my pink shirt on. I'm absolutely sure of that. So I'll do that. And R2D2 has my crown right now, so like I can't wear the crown because he's too far away. You know, he won't come over here either. I'm like, Archie, come over here, bring me my crown. You know, he's like, no, he won't. Anyway, so I got that, and I got some coffee. So I'm gonna watch the thing. I'll turn the volume down. You know, oh. I have the power of coffee. Okay, so let's play this thing. All right, you ready? It's gonna be lots of fun. You know, for any of you who haven't seen this yet, it's good. I did watch it the other day, and I had to basically uh, you know, watch it quickly and check it out, and then I'm gonna watch it again now. But I'll watch it with the sound off because I know there's some issues with that, right? Dun, 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 dun. All right. Dun, 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 dun. You can still kind of see Rob and James on there. You know, I actually met Rob. He came to Dedmonton when he was promoting his Nintendo Quest movie, and he was like saying he wanted to go get some pizza or something, and I was like, "Hey, I'd go for some pizza," you know. And he was just like, "No, he didn't want to talk to me." Don't blame you, Rob. You know, why would you want to hang out with me? I'm too weird, right? So yeah, I'm gonna set up my Masters of Eternia, and I'm gonna watch this. So yeah, it's you know it's really amazing to watch what these guys did, and like all the little elements that went into it. Like I can totally I can pick up on it, but I don't even know if I can grasp the difficulty that went into making this. And yeah, that looks like all the backlit animation that came from back in those Hanna-Barbera filmation days when they were figuring out how to make everything awesome. And they figured it out. Skeletor is like, meh, right? Skeletor says that, right? He's like, I will get you, He-Man. Anyways, I'm gonna set up my Masters of Eternia. I am actually distracted watching this because it's so good. Like it's really good. I like this Terminator mode with Faker. You know, that's pretty good. And you know, I've never been a big fan of Faker until now. I've never liked him. I figured he was kind of like an animation trick, like a lot of a lot of things in filmation are an animation trick. This whole thing is an animation trick. You know what I'm saying? Wow, there's Merman and everything. Don't you know who I am? Okay, getting it ready. Ugh. All right. Let's set this up. Yeah, I like that. He's got that little artwork there. It's beautiful. And Evelyn, she's just like, Evelyn's awesome. In my movie storyboards, I came up with a whole backstory for Evelyn and Skeletor because I had so much trouble understanding why someone like Evelyn or why anybody would want to hang out with Skeletor. Like, why, right? Look at all these cropped, all the effort these guys went to, man. Oh my God. Look at that. There's the one eye from Triclops. One eye. This is so awesome, man. Like I tell you, back when I made my Masters of the Universe storyboards, I don't know how far I'm going to get without talking about that. But I thought in my head that there might be a way of taking bits of animation from the original show because there's so much there. I thought, I could take little bits of animation and I could cobble together, I could cobble together. I just thought of the thief and the cobbler, one eye. But I thought I could make something of my movie storyboards just with what's in Filmation. And you know what I concluded? I was like, that's not possible. No human being could take like images from Filmation and turn it into something. I was like, that's not possible. That's not humanly possible. Okay? Like it's just like it's not. It's not possible to do that. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, Beast Man. He's using his like animal rays and everything. Yeah, that's just so awesome. And these guys like they put the time into something because they cared about it. And I'm gonna say you don't get that a lot from the Hollywood people, the Hollywood people. I'm just gonna say, I don't know if you want me to go on a rant about what's going on with the whole world of media. Comes from an ancient god, Medea, very feared god. But anyways, I'm gonna set up my Masters of Eternity and watch this. Yeah, it's awesome. Like all this effort these guys went to is just mind blowing to me. Like it really is. Yeah, Skeletor. He's like, and he's got Faker going on, and like Faker's like figuring out that he's sort of like alive, but he's like a machine. Unbelievable. Look at all this stuff that's like the layers of the background in it. Oh my God. So you guys are gonna have to watch this and watch the show at the same time or something, right? You don't know what I'm looking at. Yeah, that's awesome. Orko, man. Orko is just awesome. I got these extra Lego bits. They're pretty good. I'll put those down there, and then I'll see what I got in my one bag. I got some of my stuff in here and some in another bag, but I got like everything that I need to set up my game that I invented while I watch this. Yeah, look at this shadow on Faker with his bright eyes and just getting that to look right with all the layers. Certainly with traditional animation, it takes so much pre-planning. You know what I mean? And like I just imagine this taking a team of a whole bunch of people, like 20 or so animators plus color people and everything that Filmation did that these guys like had to figure their way around, you know? Like it's hard for me to fathom. It really is. It's hard for me to fathom. And Orko, Orko's like dun dun dun. He finds this gem on the ground, right? And Faker's just That's so awesome, man. I'm bewildered. I am bewildered. It's like, let me go, you big Orko tied up with rope. Was that in an episode? I'm trying to remember. See, I'm trying to remember when that happened. I'm like, when was Orko tied up like that? That's so crazy. And then like Orko using magic because Orko's awesome. I love it. I love it. And the sorceress, like every part of this is so classic. And like I don't just say that because it does remind me of watching the original show. And when I saw this originally, I'm like, where is there a part in this that is going to remind me of something that isn't Filmation? And mind you, there's a couple of criticisms I would have about this, but for the most part, it's just like this looks like Filmation. It really does. And I can see why some of the bigwigs out there don't want this to be seen by the public. It's like, no, you don't make a natural, organic, creative process show anymore. No, you got to go through a bunch of people who tell you what's going to be in your show and what the purpose of the show is. Oh, that's beautiful. You got the whole Eternia City there. And Zor comes in. That's awesome. And, oh yeah, and He-Man in his room with the. Yeah, see, I guess James like he knew where all this stuff would happen. He just like he knew when all these scenes were that would happen in the show. He just knew, you know. He-Man. He's like got his pink shirt on, right? I got my pink shirt on. Yeah, I remember this episode where he had the sword inside the closet. See, all of this is just awesome because it doesn't remind me of a specific episode. It reminds me of all the episodes, right? It reminds me of everything. I'm like, this is awesome because it's all of the He-Man. It's all of it, right? And then he like transforms just like, that's what the original show was all about. It was just all about in the garage. It was all about getting to He-Man transforming. When is he going to do it? Is he going to do it early on? Is it going to happen later on? When is he going to transform? You know? And Tila, and some guy walking around in the background. That's crazy. Yeah, Tila jumping around and make it. Yeah, and the excessive use of the Tila butt shot. That's good. I can't even set up my game. I'm like, that's awesome. And He-Man laughing. What kind of a show would it be if you didn't have He-Man laughing like that? Getting in the Wind Raider. Oh man, I can't even concentrate. This is so awesome. Man at Arms telling He-Man what's going on. All those mouth movements, like you had to line that up. I'm very impressed by it. I'm very impressed, especially from somebody who hasn't really accomplished a whole lot. Because I've been going around talking about how I'm going to get my movies made, and then I never do. And Snake Mountain. Ah. Yeah, I don't know if these guys went to extra effort to color everything, but like the colors are perfect. I just have to assume maybe some way of digitally matching what the colors are supposed to be. That like all the layers of effort that went into making this is just unbelievable. It really is. It's really I'm fascinated. I'm fascinated. And Orko tied up. Orko is like, how big is Orko? What does his body look like? Right? It's just awesome, man. Like you guys, you know, and like I also see James in there with his plaid shirt on. I don't know if James knows about the plaid army we got going on, but I give him an official title. I really do. And now these guys are going to talk for a bit, and Rob's in there. I don't know what's going on with Rob and all of the works that need to be done in his world. Like I want to say something about people who get things done. And Rob kind of puts on an appearance of somebody who's like a sort of classic nerd who kind of like he likes reading comic books, but if you put him in charge of a Marvel movie, would he know what he was doing? Rob gets things done as far as I can tell. Everything that he's worked on that I've seen or that I've heard about that he's done, it's just all like get her done, you know? You know? We got that saying. I don't know if it's Canadian. We got that saying like get her done. I think it actually comes from Scotty on Star Trek. He'd be like, I'm giving her all she's got, Captain, you know, and then giving her became like, give her, get her done, you know. Anyway, too much insanity. The pieces go like this. They go like, so, yeah, okay, I got it right. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. And then this should go like that, right? And then, yeah, because you go, you could put an extra one on that side. Get out of the way. What are you doing? Yeah, these guys are just talking and stuff. Why are they talking, man? Show me the show. What's with all the talking and stuff? You know what I'm saying? What's with all the talking? I'll do some talking. My game here, my He-Man game, Masters of Eternia. It's based on a really ancient game called Mehen from like Sumer and whatever. That is just like really cool. I could set up the lines like this, or I could set them up a different way. It doesn't matter. Lines are good. The lines are drawn. Beast Man over here. Yeah. So like, I try and say it the right way, but like, I'm really impressed when somebody sets out to do something and then they do it. You know, like they don't just say they're going to do it; they get it done. And I have to say that with some kind of personal responsibility because I've never got any of the stuff done that I wanted to do. Really, I just kind of go around complaining. I'm really good at that. But these guys get her done. They're doing so much talking right now. What's with all the talking? What is going on? What should I say? I I could watch this more than once and not feel shamed by the sort of how could I say the cultural norms that exist in the modern day. Like that you're so used to certain things right now, but then you see something that has a nostalgia to it, and if it's not an actual piece of history, and you're like, oh, this is so classic because it existed back then it can wear off in a way. But like I could watch this and it just it blows me away every time. I mean, it's the second time, but I'm just like, yeah, they put a lot of effort into this. I'm impressed. This could get tacked on as a piece of uh, like box set work for the original show. Just to be clear, like this was done by some guys that just wanted to do it, and you know, because I could imagine someone who didn't know any better thinking that this was an original episode, and it has that kind of feel, but it also has that kind of like I know what that is. Oh, I've seen this. You know, it has all those elements, and it's not trying to trick me in a way that makes me feel bad. It's genuine, you know, that kind of thing. It really is. I'm playing with these mega constructs a little bit because they're awesome. Mega constructs are awesome. Okay, telling you right now, the mega constructs are awesome. But I'm still waiting for them to put the show back on. They're talking. What? What are you doing? Talking. How dare you? But yeah, what was I saying? Ugh, playing with my stuff, setting it up, having fun. Yeah. Uh, yeah. I I keep thinking that if if someone had the talent to make their own movie, to make their own show, and you were to just try and do it outside of the regular production lines, that should be possible. It should be totally doable. And mind you, I don't want to go on a rant about censorship and everything like that, because that's what I feel like doing. I feel like talking about why you can't get something done even if you have the drive to do it, or you have the money to do it, or you have that ambition and everything that needs to go along with it. And these guys are just like trying to do their thing like normal, and then they kind of get this like cease and desist. And again, I could really I could run on about it, because like if I tried to make my Masters of the Universe movies, which would cost like millions of dollars, if I tried to do that, I'm sure I would get cease and desist orders. I'd be like trying to do my thing like a normal person, and they'd be like, no, 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 your movie can't be done without somebody like putting their hands in it and twisting it and like making it into something else. And that would be like really difficult for me. I couldn't imagine. And these guys, they were just like, no, we're doing it. And like they're still doing it. You know what I mean? It's not done. It's like it's out there. It can't be stopped. The truth can't be stopped. And I know a lot about the truth. I really do. Yeah. James and Dusan and whoever else was helping them out. And it's just like just a couple of guys, right? It's just so awesome. It's just wow, you know? And I mean, like, I'm impressed enough with some of the things that James has worked on. And speaking of my storyboards, James is one of the few people out there that if I go and I say, well, like I try and present my storyboards to people, or I mention it, I get some like really, really childish people who just can't get past like the first page of my storyboards, which I wrote in a bit of a mess, but it doesn't matter. James, like I was talking to him on the Facebooks, and James was like, he'd already read my storyboards. He's like, yeah, they're okay. I mean, he's not gonna like give me a whole line of like what he thinks about my ideas, but he's just like, they're okay. It's fine. And I appreciate that from him. I do, and I know he doesn't need to take any effort to look at what I'm doing, but for him to say like, yeah, I've seen your storyboards. They're okay, and it's like, yeah, okay. I've seen what you're doing, James, and it's good. It's good. It's really good. Come on, play the movie. Play the movie already. What are you doing? You're making me wait forever. I gotta do my Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, like you get to the chopper and you buy the vegetable blender. Then you get the chopper. You to chop the vegetables to put them in the blender. You want to get the blender. You have to buy the chopper. You get to get the chopper. Play the show. Okay, what else is in here? I got a battle cat in here. See, I've been getting really nostalgic. I went and I invented this game, which is really cool and a lot of fun. See, do I have everything I need? Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I got Lynn over there, and I got two Skeletors, and I got a Stinkor over there. I get the Merman. There's a Reptilian, and Triclops in here. Yeah, these guys are still talking. Maybe I should skip. I should skip to the part where they're doing. Less talk, more do. Okay. Here, let me see if I can do that. I'm gonna skip to where they're playing the show. Play the show already. Play the show. Cause I can't hear it, so I have to skip to it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, now we got it going on. Yeah, Tila in the Wind Raider with He-Man. I want a Wind Raider, man. I want one. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about, if you just had a sort of just Cadillac sized, like, cab or a car unit, and then you just put like some jet engines on the side of it. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't have a Wind Raider, even if you needed to put like a top on it, just so like, your hair wouldn't get messed up. You could, you could totally have a Wind Raider. And whoever did this, they got the movement and everything right. Like, when you watch Filmation and you see the vehicle move, and I mean, it looks like this. And these guys, I would even argue, did a better job in some ways, because you can find certain flaws in Filmation if you're trying to say, look for animation flaws here and there, you might find some. But this is like really well done. These guys were really meticulous. They cared about what they were doing, and they didn't want to make any mistakes. And it's not too fast. It's not. It's not like a train wreck. It's perfect. It's it, you know I'm really impressed. Like I say, the color is right. The backgrounds are awesome. He-Man just boom. I put that in my movie storyboards where He-Man, he busts through the wall of Snake Mountain and he's like, "Doesn't anybody clean up around here?" Yeah, Tila, do we get another butt shot? I think we do. Yeah, it's beautiful, man. This show is so beautiful. You can tell that anybody who would watch this, anybody who would watch it would think they're watching they're watching the old show, or they're at least watching something that might have been commissioned by the people who own the property, who were like, we need to do it right and we need to get the right people involved. And it's like whoever had their hand in this project cares about He-Man. Like, it's so obvious. You just look at it and you're like, yeah, this was done by people who care, like people who know, and they're putting their brains into it. They're putting everything. That's awesome. See, I appreciate this is just like the back of Skeletor's like staff, okay? Because a lot of people tend to have Skeletor's staff where there's like, how could I say, there's like no pearl on the back of it. But see, I appreciate the pearl. I really do. I could go on about that because I put a lot of thought in my head around the nature of magic in Eternia, and that you would have certain things that are like natural magic and certain things that are like amulets and crystals and things that could have magic in it, and then like the source of magic in like the planet source of the magic and I mean, I think about that stuff, and then I'm glad when I see somebody else who's like, we got to put the pearl in there because the pearl is like really important. You know, I appreciate that. He-Man running and the lava and everything. Okay, can you see my double axe He-Man? He's just like, da. He-Man with double axes rules everything. He's on my board. Yeah, like, this is great. Where did they get all of this stuff, right? Like, so many. I keep listening to like James saying how many different episodes they used to put this together. It's so amazing. And then like even little like artwork that comes from like outside the show. It's so much, you know? And all the bits of dialogue. I mean, even just to watch like Rob and James and their reaction, because you can tell that even having seen this before, it's sort of like it's captivating. It's captivating to me, and I can't even turn the sound on. But I'm just like, yeah, it's like Oracle's trapped. Are they gonna save him? Like, are they gonna save him? Like Tila, she's just like she's trying to do something, and I'm just like, yeah, are they gonna save him? And I've seen it already, and I'm just like, yeah, they're gonna do it. That's awesome. Yeah, all these characters that they put in there, like Trapjaw putting his robot arm on. Like, come on, man, that's awesome. That's so much. And I just I try and think of what little I've accomplished in the world. Like, I invented a game. You know what I mean? Like, I invented a game. So what? Who cares, right? Like, I invented a game that you can play that's kind of fun. And it's like these guys went and did a whole show. Like they did a whole show and it's awesome. And then like the sword going around, He-Man. Oh man, he's even sweating. He-Man's even sweating coming off. Oh man, that's just awesome. That is some awesome stuff, man. And all the facial expressions, every little detail that went into this. I don't know how much of it was Dusan and how much of it was James, and it doesn't matter. It's like this is the most awesome thing ever. It's like so much went into this, so much went into it that I don't have words. It's so impressive, man. It's so impressive. Like R2D2's over there. He's seen it. He's like, yeah, yeah, he knows. He's like, yeah. He's very appreciative. Oh, Skeletor's pointing. You see that point with Skeletor where he's doing this? That's another Arnold thing where he's like, the beach is over there. The beach. The beach is over there. The other beach is over there. That's so awesome, man. Yeah, Faker showing up and he's gonna fight with He-Man and just those zooming in and zooming out of everything they cropped. It's fascinating to watch this, thinking that a couple of guys just said, "We're gonna do this and we're gonna get it right and we're gonna make everybody happy." And I can't imagine anything better than that. Like I want to make my movies happen. I've had this dream for forever because I like have so much of a vision in my head that like I want to do something that's really, really great. Even if I didn't make a dollar, I would want to do it. I would want to spend years of my life doing it. And I've kind of resided on the fact that I am more likely to be struck by lightning and win the lottery 5 times than get my movies made. But I mean, these guys, they just go and they did this thing, and it's like this is meant to be good and to please everybody. And it's like, what are the words for that, right? It's amazing. Yeah, Tila with like the thing, with like the laser on the hand where it's like pew pew. Like it's just so much went into this that, oh, I can see James. James is like, he's proud of his work. And like Rob is like stupefied by the grandeur of what went into this. Like Rob's watching it and he's like, you can tell he's also thinking because I can tell that Rob is a thinker, you know, like he wants to do a lot, and like he puts on an appearance and he puts in an effort and like I'm very impressed with these guys, you know, pretty genuine. He-Man fighting Faker and like rocks and the thump from the rock coming down, and then the whole thing, the whole cropping of everything, just blah blah blah. Like, oh man, like I try to imagine myself putting a fraction of the effort into this. Like I try and wrap it around my head. Especially because when I think of filmation, I think of like cell art and that kind of thing. I don't tend to think of whatever way these guys did it. I tend to think about how it used to be done. And watching this, I'm really wondering, like, how did they do this? You know what I mean? I'm like, we must be living in the future with like technology and stuff. That's awesome. He-Man climbing around. Oh man, He-Man climbing is almost like some of the great work that went into even like old computer games. Like I'm thinking about like King's Quest and stuff, like the old Sierra games where it was just like climb rope or whatever, or like you know what I mean, or like or and it's just amazing. And Beastman with his whip and everything. Oh, there's a Tila butt shot just happened. Another Tila butt shot. This show rules, man. When I was a kid, I used to think I'm never gonna have a girlfriend unless she can wear like Eternian yoga pants, which is like a thing, and like she's got to be able to do like the Tila butt shot, or she's not gonna be my girlfriend. Ah, It's impressive, man. It's so impressive. I even wanted to talk about my game, but like I have to watch this. I really do. I'm just like, see, like I've got enough of a distraction in front of me, but like this show is a distraction. It is because it's so awesome. Like I say, even like a rock's falling down and the whole scenery shakes, like that kind of effort. They didn't have to do that. They could have just put a sound effect in, and they made everything move. They're like, yeah, the rock comes down and the whole thing goes blah, 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 blah. Like the whole thing is awesome. It's just so awesome, man. It's so like I'm baffled that these guys went to this effort. I really am. I'm really impressed by this. Yeah, He-Man running, that stock shot of He-Man running, just dun 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 dun. Yeah, it's so good, man. And those hover bots, all of this is good. Skeletor with that pearl in the back of the staff, because it's like, he's sort of like he's got magic, but he needs a pearl for the magic, but also like if you weren't Skeletor, you couldn't use the pearl. You know what I mean? That's like all that stuff is there, and it's not forgotten on these guys. They were like all of this stuff is what people want, you know? Which again, I could go on about what's on TV now, and do people really want that, or do people want this, man? Like amazing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like the scene goes by. I'm trying to do the sound effects and like the sorceress, the lightning striking. Every bit of that to me is the most amount of effort. I'm like, I can't imagine myself doing 5 minutes of this show. I can't. I'm like, wow, this really like I could imagine wanting to do it because I would feel like I really want to do something good, you know? Like, these guys accomplished it, man. These guys did it. These guys were like they were gonna make it work, you know? Yeah, the sorceress calling out. Oh, and there's Adam with the sword. He's got his pink shirt on. That's a great shot, man. That's a great shot. Adam turning it, yeah, transforming into He-Man. You know what has to happen. It's got to happen every single time, and every single time it's good. And these guys knew that. They knew that. Like you couldn't even. I mean, maybe you could overdo it. Like if you did so many He-Man transformations. Wow, with like the Eternian moons. That's so beautiful. They didn't have to put the moon in there. That's awesome. Yeah, and the punching and like Faker's little cassette thing. That's perfect, man. That's perfect. Like Faker is perfect. Orko is perfect. Wow. This is so good, man. I don't know what you could do with my video on this, but cheers to you guys, man. Cheers to you. This is so good. Yeah, Tila helps destroy him. I would maybe give a criticism about like Tila seeing Adam from like He-Man and whatever. But I mean it's a criticism that I make simply because these guys did something as a standalone that if it was the original show, they might have said, well, you can't just reveal something, maybe. But I mean, in the original show, they revealed lots of stuff. They always had stories where something happened, you know, and it's not the focus of the whole show. The entire series isn't about Tila figuring out who Adam is. Huh? Huh? Yeah, Faker's all broken down. It's a broken robot. You can't make a robot out of He-Man. Come on, what are you doing? And mind you, I don't think I ever particularly liked Faker because, as a sort of running standard in the original show, robots would just easily get smashed. You know what I mean? Like you send in a robot, get ready for your robot to get smashed because He Man's just gonna smash everything up, right? It's not like Transformers. In Transformers, like the robots are just like they're not going down easy, you know. Yeah, and the smoke going in there. I'm trying to think of how they did all of this. Every single layer of every shot. I'm just like, how did they do that? Ah, so meticulous, man. Wow, the sorceress, just that translucent with the sorceress. Wow, that's so perfect, and all the shading that they did and everything, just to make this right. The color shading, it's so impressive, guys. Like I'm just like, wow, I want to watch this. I want to turn the sound on and watch it, but it's good even without the sound. It's good. Ah, it's beautiful. And Skeletor's lair, and Skeletor like, no, me man. That's so perfect. He says someday, yeah, yeah. See, and nobody really dies either. You know, like nobody's gone. They can come back in the next episode. Everything resets, which is TV. You know, if I made a movie, I would probably have to have people die because it's kind of like Shakespearean. Like, you know, your audience won't follow your story, or they accept the end of your story if your characters die or get married. You know, but in TV, it's like no, all the Simpsons they end up back on the couch every single episode. You know, so these guys at least like they got it on that level. You know, I mean, I don't know if I will speak too soon because these guys said they're gonna make an extra 9 minutes or something. They're gonna tack on some more to the episode. They don't even need to. But I mean, I'm still impressed. Do it, do it. Yeah, and, like to bring in Hordak at the end is good. Like you might as well throw Hordak in there. I mean, maybe it's continuity to the old show, but you might as well. And then yeah, and then like the message at the end of the episode, like in today's episode, we learned something, right? Oh, that's beautiful. Tila just like telling people what the message is at the end. Why not? It's perfect, right? It's just perfect. I mean, you could put anybody. You don't need to put Tila in there. You could put anybody in there. But it's just like, yeah, why not? Some more Tila and He-Man and Orko and everybody. They're in there, man. I don't know what else to say. I'm stupefied. I'm just like, wow, dedicated to Lou Schreimer. I wish I'd met Lou Schreimer for whatever reasons, for personal reasons maybe, or talk to him about stuff, or some of those guys. I had a brief chat with Mark Taylor and his wife. He just recently passed away, which is sad. And I'm hoping some of these guys don't just die. Like I hope somebody gets an interview with John Irwin. Why? Why can't there be a good interview? Same as productions. That's perfect. It's perfect, man. Why can't they get John Irwin in an interview? I want to see it. I want to hear I want to talk to that guy. I want to talk to him about Rawhide, rollin', 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 keep them dog ass rollin', Rawhide, whoosh. Through all kinds of weather, hell bent for leather, wishing my girl was by my side. How does it go? Ride him up, roll him in, ride him out, pack him in, something like that. Beautiful. I'm taking a breath. I'm watching this thing. It's perfect. It's so good. Yeah, there's Rob and James talking. What are you guys doing talking, man? What are you doing? Oh man, I hope you guys can tell that I'm like, and mind you, I stay up late sometimes or I don't sleep enough. And I'm just like, let's watch this thing and play with my He-Mans and stuff, you know? Like it's so cool. It's cool to be able to enjoy something, you know? Because and certainly some of us are very picky about what I like to see or what I enjoy. And like here's something that I can enjoy, right? I can watch this and be like, this is awesome, you know? It's good to have those kind of moments where you can enjoy something and there's no trickery, there's no agenda, there's no lies, there's none of it, you know? It's just straightforward. It's what it is. It's really hard to find that these days. Yeah, I got a man at arms here. I got to give him a base. I got to give him something to stand on. Even though these guys stand on their own, they're really awesome. Man at arms doesn't need a base. Yeah, this show is just awesome. I'm going to turn it off though because, you know, it's good. It's fine. I'll pause it right there. It's perfect, you know? And I'm just going to say like go watch it yourself. Go support the documentary. You know, do that. You know, I would support these guys just because they exist. If they came out and said just you know you should support us because we're trying to work hard and they deserve it, I'd just be like yeah support these guys, man. You got to support what's good. You got to do good, fight evil. You know exactly exactly. Yeah, James is awesome. I kind of want to see more of Duhan. I want to see, or Dusan. I'm saying it wrong. I want to see him. You know, like I want to know who he is. I want to reveal who's the guy behind the curtains and everything. The Wizard of Oz. I want to see him. You know, I want Toto the dog to come grab the curtain, pull the curtain back. I want that. You know. I also think that I think Rob should grow his beard like a little bit longer. It's so cool, man. Yeah, I was gonna put these Lego bits underneath my characters, and I was gonna set up this game and talk about my game and how awesome it is, and how you know you should support the things that are awesome. You know, am I too old to be playing with toys? Maybe. I don't exactly collect toys. I did do some stop motion animation before, and had a lot of fun with that. You know, but it's like you got to support what's awesome. You got to spend your money on what's good. You got to do that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm watching it. I'm like, where's the rest of it? There's more. Got to wait for more to happen. But I'm really impressed. I'm so impressed with these guys. You know, I really the layers of that, everything that went into it. I'm bewildered, man. I'm like, I can't believe they did this. It's so good. It's so good, man. Oh man, you gotta watch it. I can't. I want to say something else. I'm like, what else is there to say? This is just an awesome show, man. It's so cool. It's so cool. I want more. I want more of this. You know, I want more of it. I really do. Anyway, I'm gonna play with my game. I'm gonna you know do my thing and just the cheers, the salute, everything. I want more. I want another. I want what would be a Return.of.Faker. You'd have to do like Faker Strikes Back, or or you'd have to or Back to the Faker. Gotta get back to Faker. Dun 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 dun. Gotta get back to Faker. Dun 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 dun. I'm having too much fun. Maybe I should go to sleep. I'm up late. Anyway, that's my 2 cents or my nickel, maybe. 2 cents is like, you know, doesn't buy you a lot. But these guys are awesome. Support this thing, do good, fight evil, all of that. It's so cool, man. I'm so glad that these guys exist. I'm glad I'm glad that James never sort of like crawled into the shadows like me, you know? I mean, I didn't really crawl away, but I feel a lot of times like I give up on my dreams because I have such big dreams, you know? Like I really want to accomplish something. I want to be one of those guys in Hollywood that makes it big or something. Like I wish I had a time machine. I could go back to the 70s and be part of American Zoetrope or something and just be one of those cool guys like John Milius or even Schmielberg or whatever. Like that I could go back and do something awesome because I feel like it's almost like you can't do that anymore, no matter how hard you try, or what kind of like I say with money and whatever that you could do something that that has meaning, that isn't just nostalgic because it used to be cool because people back then would just do stuff. You know, people would just be like, "What are we doing? We're making a movie." You know what I mean? Or like some of the best movies where they went over budget, where it's like, you know, they were like, here's your budget. And they were just like, no, 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 we're doing this thing and it's going to cost this much money because it's just got to, you know, or they, you know, they did what they could with the money they had, but they put everything into it and they put it out there in the world and it was awesome. You know what I mean? Like these days, you don't even feel that when you watch something. You don't feel all of the elements that went into something because it was just original. It's like everything now has to somehow mirror something from the past. And even this is like an attempt to recreate the past. And I feel like these guys are like right there. They were like they might as well be in the past because they didn't have something that's like it's like meant to be something that it's not. This is just it's filmation on its core because they didn't try to do anything different. They're like, what are we going to do? We're going to take filmation and 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 make something that you recognize that isn't too astray. It isn't something that you know you don't recognize. It's just what it is. I don't know if I have the words for that because it's like I'm very impressed that they're able to do that. I don't know if I can do that, right? That's what impresses me. If I see some work that somebody does and I think, geez, I could do a better job than that. You know, I've seen movies that were like $1 million, multi-million dollar movies, and I'm like, wow, I could have done better than that. Just put me in there. I'll do a better job. These guys, I'm like, I don't even know how they did it. I don't even know how. I'm like, wow, what did they do, right? Anyway, it's my 2 cents. I'm gonna shut off this video and you know uh, support the stuff you like. You know what I'm saying? And do good. Fight evil.